by the developing of this ability of accepting things, you really can enjoy what is left of your body's abilities.
Mm-hmm. So it's like accepting what is and not getting angry about what
Exactly.
you lose, something like that.
Something like that.
Čegudev. So today I'm here in Rijeka, Croatia, in Sri Sri Radha Adbhutananda Mandir with Rolly from Rijeka. And thank you for being here so that
Thank you.
you can share a little bit about your life, your experiences. So I think the first question I want to ask you is, what is your physical condition? What is your illness?
The physical condition of this body, it's progressive. It definitely it's visible. It's currently in the wheelchair, and I'm in the wheelchair since my fourth year of life. And the illness is called spinal muscular atrophy. So the nature of that disease is that muscles are getting weaker and weaker. So it's changing, as in this nature, ever changing. But in my daily life, in my reality, much faster.
Okay, and this is something which you have since birth?
It was not visible since when I was born. So it's a genetic neuromuscular disease.
Okay.
And so by the gene of both parents, when got this error from both sides, then the body, which is me, bring this disease out, and in the beginning it wasn't visible. Since I started to try lift myself on my feet to stand, it was very insecure. Since then it was everything normal, and by very insecure steps, and which was very prolonged, and actually I was never able to walk. But just since that moment when I stand up, I got back in the wheelchair, and that's it. Yeah.
So you could never actually walk, and
No,
it became more and more clear that...
Exactly. That there is many types of this disease, by the way how they progress faster or slower. So maybe someone actually think that it's healthy, and maybe even in later life it can get started something like similar, like multiple sclerosis. Yes.
Okay. So what is your age now? How old are you?
I'm 31.
31. So since 26 years, 27 years that you are actually living with this reality every day.
Exactly. Even though, of course, when you are a child, you are not so. Back then, I was very alive and doing many things, also outside of the wheelchair. But when I need to go somewhere, of course, the wheelchair was a tool for transporting me and everything. But yeah, most of the time it was like that.
Mm-hmm. How has that influenced your life, like your viewpoint of life, of reality, and has that something to do with your spiritual seeking and searching, or how did you get on the spiritual path, on a spiritual search?
Yeah, it's very, for me also, it's quite interesting to observe all those things because it's changing. It's changing some periods. Sometimes it's changing faster. Sometimes it's changing, progressing slower. So it's a big challenge, really. To the biggest benefit of it's mentally you are developing this ability to accept these things faster, because of course with the experience of life and I know that of course this progress can stop you and because mentally if you not accept, you are like you're just stuck in
You mean the illness? If you don't accept the illness, if you
exactly
this condition.
Exactly, and by progressing, if you really, if some let's say if my arms get weaker, if I really don't accept that, I can just stuck in my mind, and yeah, as usually that goes on a not very a nice way of living, but by the developing of this ability of accepting things, you really can enjoy what is left of your body's abilities.
Mm-hmm. So it's like accepting what is and not getting angry about what
Exactly.
you lose, something like that.
Something like that, yeah. Something
Did
like
you
that.
did you have times where you got really upset about life and about the situation, or did you always have the ability to kind of accept, or was there a part in your life where you had extra strong struggles?
Extra long, thank God, no. But recently, I can say in last 3 years, there is some progress which is happening faster than previous years. And I catch myself really struggling a little bit. But yeah, through the through the knowledge which I've got on my spiritual path through self-awareness, I realized that really this kind of thoughts is really getting me nowhere. So I knew that's not the way which I want to take, and that I just need to have some time to settle down, and sometimes with the practice, with the time, everything with acceptance, which is most important, and loving that even, of course, especially difficulties, it's getting me more to him.
To him?
Yeah. To God.
What would you say was there a special moment where you felt like your spirituality has taken a new level, or was it always that you were spiritually seeking, or was there some, like, how did you get on this? You spoke about self-inquiry, accepting of life, and all of those things. Like, was there some special situations, or?
But for sure, in life there was some events which make a big impact on me, even though I don't remember so much at earlier age when I was a kid. Actually, I remember one thought which I got in kindergarten, that actually we were playing. I was playing with other children, and the thought came that actually, yes, we are making competition in everything by playing with different toys, but why we don't make a competition in a goodness, in who will be better in goodness in general. So that was something in my early age. Since then it was school, it was puberty, all these crazy years of crazy things, of course. And later on, in my early 20s, the real questions appears really. like first of all, what is love? Because of course, especially in puberty, you want to be with someone and so on. And I didn't have this experience, and somehow I was just seeking what is love, and then to get me to the more serious questions like, who am I? And even though even today I cannot say that I'm a big fan of reading, somehow some books were coming to me, and I read them, even though I didn't read them I already then could feel that it's not the mind who is reading. This book is reading, somehow I can say the book is reading me, not I that I'm reading the book. So there was some books which I read, and later on in my life, my family back then had a house for renting, and from the heavens, came to my life into that house for a few years, a person which later on we called each other's Brother G. And he came really, actually he said to my mother when he first met my mother and my father to make a deal about the house, he said that he have some deal with their son, later on me.
With you?
Yeah, which of course he didn't met me before. He didn't met me even on that meeting, before that meeting. And later on he told me that actually he had a dream, a vision with Sai Baba came to his dream and said to him that he had something to do, some person to put on a spiritual path in Croatia. And he really believed, and I can really tell, he really believed that I'm that person, and I can tell by the influence which he put in my life, I can say really something happened, but it's really on God to tell. And first time when we met, he gave to me the book of Sri Ramana, of self-inquiry, who am I? And really, since then, I read many times that book. It's a small book, a short one, and really, since then, I started to practice this self-inquiry. And really now, in this moment, like 7 years after, I can tell that really every time when I say I, there is something in the background. Who are you? Who am I? So really, but really this feeling doesn't come, this vibration doesn't come something like, it comes really from deep in the heart, and I can really feel every time when I say I, who is this I? So this really, with this practice, I developed this kind of distance, or it's hard to describe, of course, with words, but it's something which really make a big influence on my life. And one of the things which my family felt most strongly is that after first few meetings with him, I get a really strong period of silence. I couldn't speak maybe for 2-3 weeks, and my grandmother was crying on my feet, telling me that she lost me. And but of course, that was going on. I got back all my, let's say, normal functions to live on. And since then, really, I'm really spend a lot of time with Brother G, and things were getting more and more interesting. Unfortunately, we had to sell the house. He left, and yeah, it's and in last almost 1.5 year, it's getting really more and more intense, and that's visible. That's visible today with this interview. It's getting really very interesting.